Steve is our esteemed John Rodkey. And John Rodkey would like to ask you, what is the quickest friendship you have ever had? Have you ever met someone and almost instantly known that you'd be friends with them for life? This rarity is the friend-making world has happened. This rarity in the friend-making world has happened at least once for John. Please help me welcome John as he spins a tale of support, friendship, and shared laughter with Pathways Level 3, Understanding Vocal Variety. The title of his speech is Ryan. Thank you, John.
Hey, bud, I'm Ryan. Hop in. As I jumped into the car with an almost perfect stranger, I had no idea what to expect. Hopped in this ride, and I had 3 hours to head north to Santa Fe, New Mexico from Las Cruces, New Mexico, where I was going to college and I was without a vehicle. And we're heading up to my parents' house, and I'm riding with somebody I have very slight idea who they are. His name's Ryan. My cousin met him in the Army in Iraq, and she thought we'd get along pretty well. That's it. That's the baseline. In the quarter mile it takes to go from the university and merge onto the highway, we became friends. I've never had a friendship happen that fast, almost instantaneous. He started talking positive smack because he's been a hockey player for life, super hockey fan, and then veteran. And at the time I was playing rugby a lot and know a lot of history and sci-fi, and we just bonded. Over a 3-hour journey, we talked back and forth, learning all sorts of stuff, sharing stories left and right, being gregarious and voluble as can be. And we became really good friends. I've never connected with somebody on so many different levels. He was in kind of a bad spot, going through a divorce or right on the line of it, and really trying to find himself and figure out who he was. And I was getting close to graduating and trying to figure out who I was and what was going to happen in the future. This geek in the best of ways. I mean that as a compliment and as a tribute to Ryan, who is one of the geekiest people I've ever met. And we got along great because I'm super geeky too. Let me give you a little profile of Ryan. If you can imagine, I think he's like 6'1", varies between about 290 pounds down to about 180 pounds, depending on the day. When I met him, he was at about a buck 80. Very outgoing, extroverted, yet needs his introvert time. He's an actor, been in multiple plays, big productions. I've been able to see him do amazing work in that. He's a writer. He's a security guard. Right now, he works at a rock shop selling rocks, kind of like AJ in our club did for a while. He is a polymath, a jack of all trades, a person who just does different things to figure out how he wants to express his artistic creative side and pay the bills. So I got to meet Ryan. We got along great. We had this awesome adventure going up to Santa Fe. He got to meet my parents because my cousin was coming into town. So she's like, hey, this is one of my best friends from the Army. You should meet him. He's a cool guy. So we did this. And then Ryan and I became friends because we lived 30 minutes apart. Had a couple good experiences and then didn't see each other for a few years. And then I moved up to the Northwest and he moved to Vancouver, Washington. So the two of us, we've been able to get meet and hang out multiple times from there. He was one of my only lifelines in the Northwest when I first moved up here. And throughout that time, I got to see him grow and evolve and develop. He went from this man who was trying to figure himself out to a man who's done a whole lot of cool stuff and is still trying to figure himself out, like most of us. You're never fully done with it. Now, Ryan got to the Northwest and then he met the love of his life, Jessica. They both were in the production of Rent. How many people know Rent, the musical going on? So they were they were two of the lead characters and singing back and forth to each other. Please light my candle. I am not a good singer. Ryan and Jessica are. They're amazing. So these two super geeks get together and it is a bond of awesomeness. Both Titanic nerds. I mean, their bookcase has at least 15 different books on Titanic and the whole story behind it. Both pirate connoisseurs. They have outfitted their new house in as a kind of a Pirates of the Caribbean meets Titanic meets a bunch of sci-fi with Star Wars stuff up. One of these just houses that you walk into and you can tell the character of the people in a heartbeat. Jessica is this writer, director, polymath, feminist, project manager, artist, mermaid. That's kind of what she's doing now. Everything you can imagine in the geeky world, she embodies. Now, the two of them love to dress up and do cosplay and figure out how to use their creative talents on stage and off the stage and using the world as a stage. So I get to see these two grow together, figure out bouncing apartments, dealing with family issues, dealing with health crises, finding out how they can continue to be stronger together. And it is one of the most wholesome, beautiful relationships I've ever seen. As they're going, Brian has a daughter from his previous relationship, Emily, and she just graduated high school a little bit ago. And it was really cool seeing Jessica learn how to co-parent with Ryan and Ryan's ex, and they get along really well and figure out a way to help support this awesome individual as she's growing up. And I get to see her a couple different little snippets in her life. Just kind of a weird thing. It's like skipping a stone, and occasionally you see this growth. And when kids are young, you see this, oh, it's a 13-year-old. Okay, cool. They're going through their thing. And then all of a sudden, we were there for her 18th birthday. It's like, wow, all right, completely different person. She's come into her own band, like marching band individual, figuring out her life, working a bunch of different jobs to figure out what she wants to do in life and making her own way. And it's because of the parenting of Ryan, Jessica, and Ryan's ex. So figuring out how to be that type of nurturing individual, I got to see it kind of secondhand, and it was a cool experience. So Ryan and Jessica are doing well, having fun, and I get a call from Jessica one day. And she goes, okay, John, this is top secret. All right, what's going on? She's like, you have a mission. You have to get down to the Redwoods, to this campsite near Redwood State Park on this day by this time. Figure it out. And I'm like, okay, anything else? She's like, bring a Star Wars costume. Okay, will do. So my partner at the time, we head down and we drive down to the Redwoods. We get into this awesome little campground that's near the state park. And we meet up with another, I think, 8 individuals that are all Ryan's friends. So we're there, we have these couple campsites all reserved. We get set up, we're all in costume, and we're getting updates from Jessica. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're 2 hours out. We're an hour out. Finally, they drive in to the lot. And as they pull in very slowly, Ryan is driving and we can see him from a ways off. And he's just kind of looking around a little weird. Meanwhile, Jessica's filming the reaction. So this was a surprise 40th birthday party. Ryan and Jessica love Star Wars, all about it. She's like, hey, let's go down to the Redwoods. Let's go check it out. And he's like, okay, out in nature, that sounds great. Sounds like a good birthday. She's like, why don't we just dress up like Star Wars? What the heck? And he's like, awesome, I'm in, babe. So they're driving down and she is very, let's just say she's trying to drive him fast. She's trying to get him moving. Ryan is a squirrel and will go in 100 different directions all the time. And trying to get somebody like that to be at a certain place at a certain time is a very big challenge. So she's getting a little bit antsy, a little bit angry. Ryan is like, what's going on, babe? What's the matter? Like, it's my birthday. I'm so happy. We're having fun. We're going here. And she finally gets him to the spot. So they pull in, I think 45 minutes late, something like that from the original intended location, but you got to roll with it. And they get out. And this is all secondhand. Jessica's like going in. Ryan's like, hey, yeah, maybe somebody else will be camping down here. Maybe they're into Star Wars too, or something like that. He pulls in, hey, those people are dressed up. Hey, maybe we could go hang out with them and see. So he gets out of the car thinking he's going to be his gregarious self and go meet some new people in a campground. And all of a sudden he has this wave of Star Wars costumed individuals coming towards him. And you see him go from initial curiosity to really intense scrutiny to realization, then to gobstruck awe. this gregarious individual. I've never seen him speechless before until that moment. 8 of his friends coming forward, dressed up fully into Star Wars costumes, here to celebrate his birthday. Ryan was ecstatic. We're all ecstatic. We had a blast. And the next day, Jessica throws down the next card of surprise. Has anybody heard of the 501st? They're a bunch of cosplayers who dress up as stormtroopers, and they'll show up to hospitals like cancer centers for kids, stuff like that, all sorts of events, and they are in the authentic gear. Well, there's one of those reenactors, I guess, maybe enactors, I don't know. It's not quite a reenactment, it never really happened, but, or maybe it did, who knows. But they go, and he was in the area. And so Jessica looked him up, had him show up in full authentic regalia, which is Brian's favorite thing. And then we play laser tag in the Redwoods. So reenacting from Star Wars Return of the Jedi, reenacting some of the scenes, having a blast, bouncing around this campground, when all these other people that are there have no idea what we're doing. They're just laughing at these adults in costume, running around shooting at each other with laser tag. I think this epitomizes Ryan. One of these charismatic, fun individuals who lives life with passion, who lives life trying to be as creative as possible and to give back. When you have somebody come into your life like that, that is an amazing person that you get along with extremely well, it's a gift. And it's something that I'm trying hard to keep going in these times when, I don't know, frankly, I feel pretty isolated. And so trying to keep those social networks going, trying to keep these friends groups going, and trying to honor and celebrate these people because they are amazing. So today is a shout out to Ryan Thiessen and Jessica Ballard Thiessen, who are some amazing individuals, a power couple, the amazing geeks of awesome who go out and help make the world a better place and are continuing to do so. So my challenge to you is, if you have friends that you are close with, that you haven't chatted with in a bit, that you haven't kept that bond going with, reach out, find them, communicate again, and know that they're still there, and appreciate just the beauty of awesome friends. Mrs. Toastmaster.
That